Let's continue with the operation of polynomials. So the next one is the last a while ago we discussed about dividing a polynomial by a monomial. Monomial meaning one term polynomial. But this time, what if our divisor is a binomial, two terms? So just like here, x minus 2. So there are two ways in how we're going to solve this one. The first one is by long division, and later on we will discuss using synthetic division. So here we have 4x squared minus 3x plus 8 divided by a binomial. So binomial. Two-term polynomial. So here we will use long division. So long division will be like this. So what you need to do here first is you divide this first term by the first term. So dividing meaning if you have the same base, you subtract the power. So 4x squared divided by x will give you 4x. Now, after you divide, this 4x, part of the answer, you multiply it with this and this. So 4x times x is 4x squared. 4x times minus 2, it's minus 8x. After this, you subtract them. So 4x squared minus 4x squared will give you 0. Minus 3x minus of a minus 8x. This minus, this will give you plus, right? So minus of minus minus, this will become plus now. And then, so minus 3x plus 8x will give you 5x plus 8. And then what you did a while ago, you just continue with the same. So again, you divide. 5x divided by x will give you 5. After you divide, you multiply. So 5 times x, and then 5 times minus 2, that means 5x minus 10. And then you subtract. So 5, this will become minus. So this will become plus. So 5 minus 5x, 0. 8 plus 10 will give you 18. Now in this case, you will stop here. Why? Because this is of power 0. And here it is lesser than your first term here. So therefore, this is what you called as your remainder. Hence, the quotient or the answer for this one will be this 4x plus 5 plus the remaining all over your divisor, which is x minus 2. So this is how you do using long division. Let's have another example. So you have 6x squared plus 8x minus 12 divided by x plus 4. So again, binomial using long division. So you divide 6x squared divided by the first term, which is x, will give you 6x. And then after dividing, you multiply. 6x divided by x will multiply, 6x times x will be 6x squared. 6x times 4 will give you 24x. After you subtract, or you just simply change the sign here. So instead of plus, this will give you minus. Instead of plus, this will give you minus. 6x squared minus 6x squared here, this is 0. 8x minus 24x will give you minus 16x. And then you carry this down. And repeat the same procedure. Divide this one with the x. Minus 16x divided by x will give you minus 16. You multiply minus 16 with the divisor, minus 16 times x. Minus 16x minus 16 times 4 will give you minus 64. You subtract, or you just simply change the position. This will change the sign. Minus becomes plus, minus becomes plus. Minus 16x plus 16x will be 0. Minus 12 plus 64 will give you 52. Again, the power here is less than your first term here. So that means this 52 is your remainder. Hence, the final answer is 6x minus 16 here plus the remainder all over your divisor, which is x plus 4. Another example using long division. Okay, so first term divided by the first term here. 2x cubed divided by 2x will give you x squared. And then you multiply x squared times 2x, x squared times minus 4 here. And then you change the sign. This will become minus. This is minus. This one become plus. So 2 minus 2 is 0. 8 plus 4 will be 12x squared. And then you carry this down. You carry this down. And then again you divide. 12x squared divided by 2x will give you 6x. This one you multiply with your divisor. 6x times 2x, 6x times minus 4. Then repeat the same procedure. So here this will become minus. Here this will change to plus. This one, 12 minus 12, 0, minus 32x plus 24. That will be minus 8x. This one carry down. This repeat the same procedure. Minus 8x divided by 2x will give you minus 4 times. Then you multiply with the divisor. Minus 4 times 2x. It's minus 8x minus 4 times minus 4. So I change the sign. This will become plus. This one here becomes minus. Minus 8 plus 8, 0, 16 minus 16 is 0. In this case, the remainder is 0, hence the quotient or the answer is x squared plus 6x minus 4. Now, this is using long division. What about the other method, which is synthetic division? How to apply synthetic division? Let's have example number 13. Using synthetic division. In this case, you have to check, you have to make sure that your divisor is of the form x minus c. If not, then you have to make it into this form, x minus c, all the time, the divisor. And then next is you need to check whether the powers are in descending powers. So let's check. Power is 2, power is 1, power is 0. So this is correct. Nothing is missing. If there is missing, then you have to fill the missing part. Okay? So here. So next step is you carry the coefficient. So you just only look at the coefficients of each variable. So 4x squared, the coefficient is 4. In minus 3x, the coefficient is minus 3. And 8, the coefficient is 8. Now, you have to only carry the coefficients. After that, so what will be the value? And then you will have the value of your c. In this case, x minus c. So that means your c is 2. So you have to do a somewhat box here, putting the value of your c. Next, you put a line. Then the first step is the first coefficient here, you just bring it down. So therefore 4. After you multiply, 4 times 2 will be 8. And then here you add. Minus 3 plus 8 will give you 5. The same thing, you multiply 5 times 2, it's 10, and then you add, this will give you 18. And then you will stop here because there's nothing left here, right? So that means this will be your remainder. Yeah. Remainder. Now, how are you going to write the answer or the quotient or the answer for division? If the given here is power 2, therefore your answer will be the maximum is power 1. Okay, so remember that. If the given is power 2, so your answer will start with power 1. If the given is power 3, let's say 4x cubed, therefore your answer will start with square. if the given is 10x power 5, so your answer starts with x power 4. Always be less than 1. Only the difference is 1. So therefore, your answer is 4. This is power 2, so you start with x. This will be the constant, and this is the remainder over your divisor, which is x minus 2. This is how you do synthetic division. So let's have another one. Example number 14, you have to divide 6x squared plus 8x minus 12 by x plus 4. So you have to check first, is this of the form x minus c? Yes, because I can rewrite it as x minus of a minus 4. So therefore, our c is minus 4. Let's check the powers, power 2, power 1, and power 0. So nothing is missing. So we will use synthetic division here. Let's start with the coefficients. So what are the coefficients? So you have coefficient of x squared is 6, coefficient of 8x is 8, and then minus 12. So our c is minus 4. We will start by taking down this 6, and then you multiply. 6 times minus 4, minus 24, and then you add, will give you minus 16. Times minus 4 will give you 64, and then you add, will give you 52. So this 52 is the remainder. So your given is power 2, therefore your answer will start with power x. So that's why this is 6x minus 16 and your remainder, which is 52 over your divisor, which is x plus 4. Let's have the last one, 2x cubed plus 8x squared minus 32x plus 16 using synthetic division. So again, you should start where the given should be x minus c. In this case, it's not x minus c because we have 2 here. Okay, so we need to do something so that we can change it into x minus c form. Let's check with the powers, power 3, power 2, power 1, and 0, so nothing is missing. So in this case, since our divisor is not of the form x minus c, we need to remove this 2 here. How can we remove this 2? By dividing all, you have to divide all by 2 so that this will become x minus c. Since we divide it here, you should also divide it here. So divide all by 2, this one all by 2. So this will give you x cubed plus 4x squared minus 16x plus 8 divided by x minus c, 2. So now this is now of the form x minus c, where your c is 2. So we will start with the coefficient of this one, x cubed plus 4x squared minus 16x plus 8. So coefficient of x cubed is 1, coefficient of 4x squared is 4, coefficient of minus 16x is minus 16, and then the 8 and your value of c, which is 2. You start by putting down the 1, you multiply, 1 times 2 is 2, you add 4 plus 2, 6. Repeat the same step. 6 times 2 will give you 12. And then add minus 4 times 2 will give you 8 minus 8. And then you add here 8 minus 8 is 0, meaning nothing is left. This is your remainder. So nothing is left. Remainder. So if you look at your given, the highest power is 3. Therefore, you should start with, your answer will start with the power x power 2. So that's why x power 2, 6 x and then your constant and no remainder. If there is remainder, you just have to write it here. But in this case, the remainder is 0, so we don't need to write that one. So this is how you do long division or synthetic division. So that will be the process. And then remember the steps. Now, there is a worksheet that I'm going to attach to the Google Classroom. Answer it. You may submit through Google Classroom or send it in my email. There are also practice papers. You can find it in in your teaching notes. Exercise 3A, page 82 of your teaching notes. And there are also practice worksheets with answer key I've posted in the Google Classroom. So you can try and solve some of the questions there. And that's it for today.